Things like this, like me going out on my own to go to my chiropractor, it's things like this that I'm talking about. Guys, what's going on? Oh man, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? And it's just crazy. But I wanted to just do this video because like this has been on my mind for quite a while, so I wanted to kind of go over this video and have this conversation with you guys. So yeah, I mean, if you're new around here and you don't know who I am, let me adjust this camera slightly. So my name is Dan and I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of stuff. So if you're new around here and you've just stumbled across this video randomly, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to click that like and follow button as well to see more videos just like this one. But in terms of this video today, guys, I want to do this more relaxed. I want to have a discussion with you guys all about high functioning autism and why I feel guilty, right? And this is the interesting thing. Let's just start off at the beginning. High functioning autism is a term that doesn't really exist anymore. It did used to exist, and it used to exist with like low functioning and classic autism, and then things like Asperger's syndrome, and all of those like functioning labels and terms were actually all squashed into one and called the Autism Spectrum Disorder in 2013, when the DSM-5, which is like an American kind of like way of the American Medical Association for Psychotherapy and stuff, like made this guideline called the DSM. But the DSM-5 actually took it out, and for good reason as well. Basically, people who were like diagnosed with high-functioning autism couldn't get access to support and help that they needed because they weren't kind of classed as low-functioning. And low-functioning also is quite a I don't know, it's a downplayed thing. It doesn't sound very nice, does it? Low-functioning, high-functioning, like, you know. Anyway, I wanted to title this video High Functioning Autism because it's what people are kind of thinking about. You know, it's hard to explain what I mean. If I put like low support needs, no one really understand what I mean, but when I put like high functioning autism, everyone's like, oh yeah, I totally get what you mean. Anyway, regardless of that, I have this weird phenomena, right, where like, so we were in the park, like the other day we were in the park with my son, and there was two kids there who were on the spectrum, and they must have been about, I don't know, maybe 11 and like 12, maybe these two lads, and they were kind of like, they had higher support needs than I do. You know, they weren't verbal, they weren't kind of at the level that I am, and I felt kind of like it's a bit weird that, like, you know, I class myself as autistic because that's what my diagnosis is, but they also class themselves as autistic because that's what their diagnosis is. But there's a clear definition and a difference between, you know, their needs and my needs. And I know it's a spectrum, it's a broad spectrum, but also it feels a bit weird when someone says like, oh look, my son's autistic, and then their son can't, like, you know, go to the bathroom on their own, or they can't kind of go to I don't know, just like hold down a job or something like that, you know, and they may not have a vocabulary and all that executive function stuff, which I can, you know, with a little bit of help, I can actually do those things, but they need like completely 24-hour support. So I kind of feel a bit guilty saying like, well, I don't know why I feel guilty. I just feel, it's like, I almost feel like people don't believe, when you say like, oh, I have autism, they kind of think, well, you're not like in dire straits like this kid, but you know, and that's a weird phenomenon, right? Anyway, I've got to go to my chiropractor's appointment, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so I'm on my way to my chiropractor's right now, which is one of the reasons, like things like this, like me going out on my own to go to my chiropractor, it's things like this that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm back from my chiropractor appointment right now, which is super awesome. Oh, and it's really good. Look at this lighting. Haha, I'll just put you guys down over here as so. But yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, you kind of like, I'm autistic and I have autism. My brain works in that way, but I'm also blessed with the ability to go to see my chiropractor or talk, you know, in a large vocabulary, like my ability to do this. And yes, I need support with things. And yes, I need emotional support. And yes, I needed like a lot of support to do my university degree, whereas a neurotypical person wouldn't need any support at all like that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's just kind of like I just feel kind of like people just assume that I'm lying, or people dismiss my needs because they're not as severe as somebody else's needs, and I feel sorry, you know, for the kids who have very severe needs and they're labeled the same as me and stuff. So it's an interesting topic. I'm not this. It's not like there's anything wrong with everything, but it's just that I find it really difficult to kind of comprehend. So on one level, I go, okay, I get it. Like, I think that getting rid of all those functioning labels was a good idea, because it makes perfect sense, you know, like why would we have different labels for something that's just one condition of a spectrum, right? But on the other end, you say, well, how can you say that person needs the same amount of needs as this person, which they don't. Obviously, we have different needs, but it's such a spectrum of different things. It's so difficult. But that being said, you know, I kind of go to these places and I say, like, I'm autistic, and then I see these parents saying, like, well, you can't be autistic because you're able to go on stage and talk in these, you know, and then it just kind of, I don't know what it is. It's just kind of like I don't know. It's just maybe like I feel sorry for the kids who don't have the ability to verbally communicate like I do, and I feel like that makes me sad. You know, it makes me really sad that like they got a tougher end of the spectrum than I did, and it's not. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, but if you relate to what I'm saying at all, please put it in a comment down below. I'd love to have this discussion and open this kind of talk with you guys, because like it's something that plays on my mind all the time, and I never really talk about it. I've never really spoken about it. I've never really had a discussion about it, and I don't know what people feel about it. You know, and I suppose there's two things. You know, do you think that there should be different functioning labels for different ability or you know, or support needs? And then the other part is that, do you feel the same? You know, do you feel kind of like, oh, you know, when you're with kids who are on the spectrum, because they put everybody together, you know, the autism spectrum. So it could be somebody, you know, like myself, who's verbally able to do stuff and have a big vocabulary, and I can hold down my own job making my own stuff. I couldn't really work in typical environments because we're too overpowering. But in terms of like these children, or if I'm in the same room as these kids, you know, as even if when they grow up and they're adults, I'm in the same room as an adult who, you know, can't go to the bathroom on their own, I kind of feel a bit like, well, you know, autism is such a bizarre thing. I think maybe that's the beauty of autism, is that it is so varied, and it is like a spectrum that's so broad. It's like, whoa. But at the same time, I'm always like, I don't know, I just get this weird feeling that like the parents or the people who are more severe are just like, how can they go around and say that they are autistic, right? But I guess that the beauty of it in its integrity is that it's given all of us an ability to talk about how we see the world and how we view things, which is what I do through this channel, through you guys, and talk about the things that, you know, really matter in the world, and like how those things can impact our lives, and how those things, I don't know, like how I can help people. This is the whole idea of helping. And talking about help, guys, by the way, I've just launched a membership site called Level Up Autism. So if you go to levelupautism.net right now, you can go to the page and register for the pre-launch. There's only 200 spaces available. Half of them are already taken up by people wanting to take the membership. And basically what it is every single month I am doing a kind of like a lesson thing where I drip a course into the membership site. I drip some other download information and maybe some interviews of people, and then at the last weekend in the month I do a live coaching session with everybody in the group. We go into a live session. You can ask me any questions directly in a private group, which is just for the people in the membership. And yeah, this is all exclusive content, and I'm very, very excited to have a deeper connection with you guys. It's $27 every single month, and it's going to be amazing for helping me connect with you on a deeper level, and you be able to ask me questions and me help you in a personal way, which you never thought about before. So if you want to be in this pilot program, if you want to be in the very first founders of what we're doing here, the very first people to take it on board and be there with me from the start, I would love for you to take your place there. $27 every month. You can register right now. The link will be in the description below. You can go to levelupautism.net and register as well. And I'm just excited for it. So please go and do that if you want to be one of my founding members. It's going to be amazing. You guys are awesome. All right. Oh, that leads me back to this kind of thing. Well, do I feel guilty? I sometimes feel guilty that I'm like, why did God or the universe pick me to have the verbal kind of like ability and different support needs to, you know, my friend who can't go to the bathroom or can't kind of, cook anything, can't even make a cup of tea on his own. And kind of, I don't know, it just upsets me, man. I don't know if it's guilt that I feel, if it's guilty or if it's just upsetting, but I don't know what it is. If you guys relate, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you feel it. I don't know what it is. I feel like I just need a hug from my community right now. You guys are amazing, and I miss you, which is kind of why I did this membership thing, because I want to be able to talk to you guys on a more personal level, for the people who really want to kind of connect and communicate, and just like hash out things, and just I don't know, really get it. But yeah, it's really interesting. But anyway, right, guys, on that note, I gotta get on because I've got a lot of stuff to do before the site launches. And yeah, oh, also, guys, check it out. Look, we have new autism alert cards. I don't know You don't have to like put your personal details in. I don't know why I won't focus, but you don't have to put your personal details in. This is already just ready to go. You don't have to put your phone number and stuff in. So this is going to be so easy to buy. I'm loving these right now. So anyway, guys, in that breath, please go and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm doing a lot of content over there and I'd love to connect with you. See you guys in the next video. Peace.